Hello, hope everything is fine with you. I want to record this video. This is going to be my third time recording this video. This morning I woke up, and when I woke up, I had this epiphany about, um, you know, the way I see race, mankind, and where we are at. And I made this video. One, the title is White People Are Just People, and the other one was I'm Not a Black Person Anymore. Unfortunately, both of those videos they have a crappy, bad audio. You can barely hear what I'm talking about in those two videos. And that's why I'm recording again, try to explain what I'm talking about in those two videos because I feel like those two videos they are like I had this much. I felt like strong to publish those videos, yet the audio was bad. So now I'm recording again. Hopefully, my message I will be able to strive all the information that I wanted to pass across again for a third time. So the first video is saying that white people are just people like you and me. How did I come to that conclusion? Me, I was born in Africa. My family immigrated in Western world when I was 10 years old. So I did all my schooling in a Western civilization. Yet I still have a very strong attachment to the African continent, and not only to the continent itself, to its what they call the culture of that continent. And one thing that was like today, I was shocked. I discovered that today and concluded that actually white people are just people like any mankind under the sun. Why did I come to the conclusion? Because when I was in Africa, or not even when I was in Africa, and a lot of African communities, a lot of Africans still think that there is some mistreatment, or there is some things, social injustices that goes on, that white people are like immune to it, like they don't go through those type of stuff that black people goes through. But after I've lived for a long time with white people, I went to school with them, I became friends with them. I saw them growing, getting old in front of my eyes. I just came to the conclusion they are just like any mankind. They are not immune to any social injustice out there. And if you put your like your pre-programmed judgment, you will find out actually life is much harder for the white man, for the white people, than other races under the sun. Why am I saying this? Because I've came to the conclusion that we have to distinguish, like make a difference between people and the system in place. There is a system in place, and this system do not care about your color or your race, whatever how you identify yourself with, this system do not care about it. But once in a while, this system likes to play games on mankind. This system will do its best to try to convince you to see yourself above another human being, or see yourself below, like you don't have the same value as other mankind. And the system has achieved this through trainings and teachings. Okay, the teachings that people have been put in their mind now is what we are living in. And and somehow people don't know how to get out of these systems, like the ways of the system is teaching us. The teachings we have been taught, they are becoming so real to us that we don't know any other ways to interact with each other as mankind. If you are European descendant, you may come from Italy, your family never put a foot in Americas. You go in Americas, you now become a white person. You have all the privilege. The system is telling you have all the privileges that a white person have. You also did own slaves in the past. Your children will be walking around with that stigma of slaves owners, even if they have nothing to do with that stories. And for us Africans, when we come here, a lot of Africans who come here in 1940s, 1920s, their children have been here for almost a centuries, and they have lost the many of them, they have lost, they don't know where they are from back home, right? So they also being scooped in that black people identity, and they goes under the same identity as slave descendant, even though the ancestors never taste slavery. But it's because we this system have certain roles that each mankind is playing. You literally come to America and you already have a role to play. You can pretend like that role doesn't exist, but it does exist. That's the role we're expecting you to play. Either you are white, if you are a Muslim, if you're Arabs, you know already what role you are supposed to be playing in Americas. In this system, in today's system. And it's not only in Americas, actually, everywhere under the sun. Black people, those who are called black people, they have certain roles they have to play. And those who are white people, they also have certain roles they have to play. And so on. But it seems like we have reached a point now, the system do not care much anymore. It seems like the system don't care if you are black or white. It just want to mix all of us together now and try to have a product that I don't know yet how I can call that product. But definitely mankind won't be called the fact that you are black or white, it won't matter anymore in very near future. Your race won't matter. So what I was trying to say in those videos that lost like with a bad audio, unfortunately, was just trying to say that I lived here in these western countries with white people, and I just discovered that they are human like us. They have divorces, they argue, they fight in the houses, children yell, parents yell, they go to the toilet, they sometimes they have diarrheas just like any black person. And those you see in Africa, most of the time they are workers. They come there to do a certain type of job. Of course you are not gonna see the weaknesses. They are healthy. They coming there healthy for a mission to do a job. Okay, but once you live with white people, you will discover that they have the same weaknesses, the same struggle that black people goes through, it's the same struggle that they also goes through. Sometimes I will go by our downtown and I will see so many white people being homelesses. Very few other races being homelesses. And when you try to talk to them, they will tell you what they went through. And sometimes it can be equal to what black people went through or even worse. It just you decide. You decide if being raped by your own father and then being thrown outside by the age of 16 or 15 is if it's equal to whatever what you went through. You compare your life with those type of stories. Those are stories that a lot of white people goes through. Rape, neglect, um, you know, uh, all type of things. Like sometimes if you take your time to listen to the reality and not of what you see on TV, on social media, you will understand that right now we are in a system, and that system is doing its best to divide mankind. And as I say, one way that the system is using is education, you know. And I've learned that the system is working very hard. The system is working very hard and keeping each mankind in that category, in that expectations. They are expecting you to believe white people are like this. They're expecting you to believe black people are like this. Arabs are like this, Chinese are like this. Those are expectations, but they are not reality. But those expectations, which are artificial, they are trying to force themselves in reality. And there are many of us who do not have the discernment to see, they start taking those expectations as reality. It's real to them. You cannot tell them any other thing. That's the only thing they know. Yes, white people are racist. Black people, they are noisy and stupid, so some of them, but that's not true. Just people like those things you see on TV. All right? But we are trying to bring mankind into reality to face itself. And the reality is that we all have our own problems. Right here where I live, I have this grandma. She's white. She had two children, and when she talked to me about her childhood, it's not that different with my childhood actually. I was born in Africa. We used to live close to, to a lake. They also used to live close to a lake. They used to go play with water. We used to go play with water. Our mom will call upon her name. Hey, come and eat. Same thing their mom used to call them. And their mom used to yell at them, slap them. These were white people, but most of black people think like white people never get slapped. Like white children get slapped all the time. They get slapped all the time by their mom, by their dad, by their brothers, children. I'm telling you this because as someone who have lived here with them, do not believe everything you see on TV. Or do not see those white people who come in Africa like being ministers of this blah 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 politicians, and those are like just, I can call them the actors. They come there to play a role, but it's not really the reality of the Western world. Once you live in a Western world, you will understand that we are all equals. Everybody is working for that dollar. We all working for that dollar. Okay? And stop thinking like, oh, but only white people have the best job in town. It's not true. They may have the best job in town, they also have the worst job in town. Trust me. I used to work at this fast food restaurant, and when I pass the coffee to the client, you should see how hard those men's hands were. They were so hard. This guy start working from 4 a.m. until like 8 p.m. And then when he comes from work, they will, sometimes when we work in those restaurants, they would just be there telling you their lives. They'll be like, I'm coming from home and my wife is still there watching TV, no meal. That's why I have to pass by and get a little thing to eat before I go home. And then I will see also other black men with hard hands. Actually, if you live in city, you will see these construction workers. Most of them, they are white and black. And they work together. These men work hard, building up this road. When you come in black African communities now, they'll be like, white people, they build, look how they build this road, look how they build all these buildings. And I will be telling them that these buildings, these roads, they are black people build it, white people build it, Chinese people build it, every race, we are all working for this system. We are all in it. Pretending like you are a victim of this system and you don't know what's going on here. They just bring you here because you don't know your ancestors been taken as slaves, and everything that is happening to you right now is just like you have no idea. It just happened to you. It's not real. It's fake. It's a lie. You have to open your eyes. You are also participating. We are all participating in this system. Do you see yourself every Sunday in a church? You are participating in this system. Are you renting? You are participating in this system. The system exists for a reason, and most of the time it's here to teach you something. It's not here to make you feel like you are a piece of shit. No, the system is actually here to teach you something. And you have to stop taking everything physical. Everything is not physical. Most of the things, they are spiritual. They are there to teach you something. White people are here to teach black people something. Black people are here to teach white people something. Each one of us, we are here to learn from other people. We all have something that we can teach others, and we all have something we can learn from others. Now, there is a lot of us who have been programmed not to learn from others because you feel or you think that you have nothing to learn from others. But that's not true either. That's a lie. All right? That's a lie. We all have something to learn from others. The people that teach me, one person who taught me to take care of myself first before taking care of my whole tribe was a white woman. The first teacher I got when I started school in Western world. I actually called that woman. She was at that time I was 10. So she asked me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I said, "I want to be the voice of those who do not have a voice." She came and told me, "Can I talk to you?" I said, "Yes." "Can you please be your own voice before being a voice of those who don't have voice? Do you feel like you have a voice?" The way she slapped it, it was so real. But I never forgot that conversation. Even like when I look at my previous pictures when I was in her class, and when I see her picture, that conversation always goes in my mind. I think the first voice that we have to find in this world is our own voice, and not the tribe's voice. Next time.